who is also in Red Dead Redemption 1, the strange man gives you the option to either rob her or donate to her.
Hello, sister.
Now, I normally hate any representation of the churches, but she's a genuinely nice lady, and I think just like me, she's just another brown soul that was captured by a pretty white supremacist religion. But I like the way she talks to Arthur, and I'd much rather hear him talk to her than Reverend Swanson. Even if Reverend Swanson cleaned up his act, my patience with drunks, having been around them my whole life, is just like, I can deal with them if I've met them like after they got clean and stayed clean. But knowing them during or before, I don't even want to know them, you know? My tolerance for that shit is very low. When I was a kid in the house, if we had alcoholic roommates, and sometimes we did, I'd pour their fucking beer down the sink. I don't give a fuck. I know that shit's poison. But the thing of it is, the same people that brought alcohol to this continent, which fucked us up, those of us that didn't have it in pre-colonial times, are the same people that brought the church. So, why should we trust that the people that say they want to save our souls actually want to do it? It's like the left hand doesn't know what the right hand does, but they work together.
The Dorkins and I were talking about you just the other day, and hoping we would see you again.
How is Brother Dorkins?
Oh, he's quite well. A little frustrated with the workings of our order. He keeps trying to be sent overseas, do something with more challenge, maybe be a missionary.
God.
He's a lovely man.
Sure.
But someone like Brother Dorkins, though, I would have no problem robbing him. I mean...
Are you sure?
Quite sure, sister.
A long time ago, I was like you.
It's like Arthur said, the church has been robbing people since the beginning of time. Or not beginning of time, but for a while.
I could not stop doing terrible things because I did not believe that goodness existed. And then one day, I saw that love did exist. And ever since then, doing bad things became, well, not impossible, but ridiculous.
I guess I'm just hoping for
I wonder what bad thing she's talking about. It'd be interesting if she was a former outlaw.
Man, sister. I'm an outlaw.
Oh, what fun. Religion is just a word.
Yo, she's got pretty
Hearts are
eyes.
rarely pure, but equally, they are rarely impure either.
Well, that's an interesting way of putting it.
To me, God is people and people are God, so we must all do what we can. These people are starving. Go find them some food. Don't worry so much about your heart. The actions will lead, and the heart follows.
I will say one thing for the Catholic Church, though. That the Church of Christ, not to be confused with the Church of Jesus Christ of the Latter-day Saints, but the Church of Christ, a Protestant church, they donated to their own church, and most of the people in that church, save for my family, for the most part, were middle class, so they didn't even need it. Oh yeah, we're in the good.
Exactly. Consider your good deed done for the day.
Ow.
I won't subject you to any more benevolence.
I just think it would be interesting to play as her, because Sister Calderon, she implied that she's been married before, but then her husband died. And one thing about the Catholic Church and their whole vow of celibacy, both for the priests and the nuns, is you don't actually have to be a virgin to be a part of it. You really don't. I mean, they prefer it, but you don't. You just have to swear off all that once you join. And I was thinking, wouldn't it be interesting if somewhere Sister Calderon had a son or a daughter from that marriage, but then when the husband died, she joined the order. Like, you could still be a parent and be a nun and all that, and a priest. Like, you just join the order. There's actually this movie I saw that was about a Catholic priest in Ireland, and his daughter, he suspected that she was getting into in with the wrong crowds. And at this one confessional, this guy tells him that he was molested by a priest, so he's like, in 7 days, I'm gonna kill you. Get your affairs in order. He's like, what are you gonna kill me for? I never touched any kids, I never did anything wrong. He says, I'm gonna kill you because you're a good priest. He's like, people are seeing bad priests get arrested, and he said if people kill bad priests, nothing really changes, you know, so you need the extreme of a dead good Catholic priest to bring attention to the sexual assault victims. And I think I was shown this movie in one of my film schools, and it's interesting because the teacher was explaining to us that while there is molestation in Protestant churches too, like, a lot of the relationship with the Catholic Church in Ireland is something that the majority of the U.S. does not have. I think like 20% or 25, I can't remember the exact number of how many people are Catholic in this country. Like 20 to 25%. It's slightly higher in Canada, 29. They're 29%. They're like a little bit more than here. And then in Mexico, it's obviously mostly Catholic. But I'm just saying, it would be interesting if you could play as a young Sister Calderon, and it doesn't always have to end with a character dying to be redeemed. It's such a overused trope in a lot of ways. Maybe like one outcome she does could result in the death of her child as well, if she makes the wrong choice, and like making the good choice, I don't know. The kid lives and she just goes on to join the order. Because like, if you play that game Call of War as Gunslinger, you have that kind of option where there's two options and neither of them involve your character having to die, so it's kind of a played out trope to keep on killing off everybody. Like, and I'm not gonna... So, spoiler alert for Resident Evil Village if you haven't played. If you're watching this, just skip ahead or whatever. But, what was I saying? So, the Resident Evil Village is like you have self-sacrifice. And I like a good sacrifice for the greater good. I like altruistic sacrifices, but what I don't like is when it's overused, and it is. So, I would rather, I don't know, they just need to switch it up a little bit, you know, because I'm seeing this across all kinds of games. And what's interesting is, even before the Red Dead Redemption series, like Red Dead Redemption 2 and 1 and all that, you had Vice City, and then you had Vice City Stories, and you played as Victor Vance, and he got killed off in the beginning of Vice City, so it's like, I don't know what it is with people in prequels. I think it can work. I think I'm one of those people that love the Star Wars prequels, for example. Fuck what anyone says otherwise. But when it comes to, what am I trying to say here? When it comes to prequels, they can be hard to pull off. Like, you can have a good concept and still mess it up. And my example of that would actually be the sequel trilogy. You know, it had great foundational ideas, but they fucked it up. It's like Rian Johnson, or Ryan Johnson, whatever that douchebag's name is, and then J.J. Abrams, who both, and Kathleen Kennedy too, her too. They're sitting there, they're not even, I mean, a lot of the people that are writing for Disney and Star Wars aren't even fans of Star Wars. That should just be not allowed under any circumstances. Why? Why would you write for some shit you're not a fan of? Your heart's not going to be in it. And your mind won't be right in it either. I would, you know, what they should do, especially, it didn't always happen in history. Like I talked a little earlier in previous streams about women in war. And it is true that compared to European women overall, both before and after European settlers came here, native women were more likely to join us in war and fight alongside us, especially the horseback tribes. More so them than anybody else. But, with that being said, there were some in Europe who were self-sacrificing for the greater good of their nation and were fighting. Like Joan of Arc. I mean, I don't know if it was for the greater good because it's still Christianity, and you know, at the end of the day, people act like Christianity, like it is European in the way that it's become, but it's also Middle Eastern influenced. The point is, it's not from here, and they don't have a right to steal what they want to steal in the name of their God. But Christianity, luckily, is dying. Is that Mr. Lemieux or whoever?
Hey.
Or who is this?
It's extremely delicate.
Or no, that's somebody else.
Wonderful. Algernon Wasp, purveyor of the exotic and the exquisite. Enchanté.
Tacitus Kilgore.
How can I help you? May I interest you in a hat, perhaps?
Do I look like a
How
woman?
about a nymph? I import them from Brussels. The idiots in this town all want Italian nymphs, but the Italians make the coarsest of marble. I mean, quite frankly, the Baroque is an abomination. Belgium. Now that is a land for the connoisseur.
Oh, yes. Yeah, as I always say. But, you know, I'm not really a nymph kind of man.
Oh, of course, too ephemeral. You want something, more tangible, more gothic. I also make corsets. Would you like a corset? I always wear one.
No. I don't
What
think
the fuck
so.
is wrong with this dude?
Yeah, I ride a lot of horses. The whalebone might stick in.
Well, a cup of tea.
Sure.
And what is it you do, Mr. Kilgore? Are you a
But,
gentleman of
you know,
leisure?
if they had
Sleep?
more females sacrificing themselves, because I like that they're starting to include more women as antagonists. And I'm not saying this on some woke
Here, be careful with
meet
the
a
china,
quota shit.
sir.
I just
It
want to
is
be
French.
accurate and true to real life and true to
They are
history.
Philistines in that area, not to be trusted. Youth, eternally preserved in marble, is more their specialty. I fear China will always elude them. Now, why are you here exactly?
I don't know.
You're an adventurer, a wanderer, a lost soul cast out from heaven?
Sure.
Well, I do pay exceptionally well for certain objects needed for my art.
You do?
I do. Exceptionally well.
Well, what do you need?
Let's see. Right now, I have a couple of commissions. I need at least 15 egret plumes. Good ones, obviously. I also need 15 assorted orchids.
Alright, you
Here's
know
the
what?
list.
Fuck this. I'm not doing this one.
I'll see what
See, I don't like the side missions that got me running all over hell to find stupid shit. Like, I can do the stuff for Marko Dravich because I know what he's going to give me is actually worth doing it for.
Yep.
But I just don't care about the, like, all the, find all the dinosaur bones and take this pic. Like, come on.
Out of the way!
I get wanting to complete this game, but I don't have that kind of time. I'm sorry, you know? It's just not my thing. That's why you're not seeing me really fish either. I might deal that stupid Hamish mission, but it's not stupid, but you know what I mean. That's also, I'm trying to get through this game, and if you wanted a more completionist game, I'll admit I'm not the best person for that in terms of this. Because when I play a game like Red Dead Redemption for the first time, I don't even want to stream it. It's just, I don't know, I mean, I guess I could, like when I get Red Dead Redemption 3 when it finally comes out, whenever that is, but I just... And I could do it, because Resident Evil Village, what I did that seems almost impossible these days is I avoided spoilers. Oh, god damn it. Where is Henry Lemire? Fucking fucker. He's supposed to... Why am I not able to find him all of a sudden? He invited me to his house. I never got to do that mission where he's there. Where is that motherfucker? And I don't want to do this, I forgot what I was saying. I wanted to see Henry Lemieux, but I've never done... Here, let's try this one. I mean, I don't... Isn't he on the north side of town somewhere? Can't remember. And I swear his... Yeah, because that's Charlotte. But I think this is the electricity guy. The guy that wants to... I don't want to do that one either. That takes a lot of time, I think. I'm pretty sure I've watched it in... I might have seen it in gameplay streams. It's just to help someone make an electric chair. It's not really that interesting to me. Okay, let's brush the horse. So what I wonder... Yeah, I'm gonna go do this mission with Micah real quick to get it out of the way.
Go, go. Yeah, that's it, boy. Yeah.
God, more Lemoyne Raiders. You people need to get a fucking life. Pop, 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 motherfucker. Sorry. But you're not using it. I don't think it's dishonorable to take tobacco off a dead body. Shit, you might need it for the prayers for his soul. I mean, that's not something they practice, but for me and mine, that's what it's supposed to be, you know? Prayers are a good way to carry... Or no, tobacco smoke is a good way to carry prayers to the spirit world faster. And it's like a tribute and thank you to the creator. We don't usually have vengeful or sadistic creators in any of our spirituality. I mean, there's obviously, oh shit, so-called gods of war, but I mean, I think that's a part of every culture. Even Christianity with their one God, and Judaism, obviously, and Islam, they all, you know, have waged war in the name of it. So, even if they only have one God, he is a God of war. They can say he's a God of mercy, but if you have reading comprehension, you know it's not true. But I'm not going to rant about that too much. I do like Sister Calderon, though. And I wonder if she will at least be in Red Dead Redemption 3 if they go back in time. But they could still go forward. The Wild West did not end until 1923, I promise. Like 1918 to 1923 was kind of the real last days of the West, but I could see how someone in 1914 would already feel that way, but certain states weren't even states yet. So many places you can ambush from these bridges. Oh, is this where Hamish is at, or is this... no. Oh, it might be. Wait, I'm wanted dead or alive here, yeah. Okay. I didn't even know I rode to Valentine, and I was near Rhodes. This looks like I'm trying to go to Annisburg. Man, I neglected my pistol ammo. I should get a little bit. Or no, you know what? I'm not gonna need to because I'm gonna be gunning down people here pretty quick. So I'm sure I'll be able to loot some off their corpses. Because whenever Micah goes anywhere, there's always bloodshed. Look at me. Oh my god. I almost fired in front of a sheriff. Look at me and my high honor.
Was you followed? No. Was you followed? I said no.
That bitch.
What is your problem?
What is your problem, partner? You don't look so good.
What is wrong with you?
Nothing wrong with me. I'm fit as a fiddle.
His mom probably drank in the
I'm just a
room.
realist, friend.
Micah reckons there's a rat. Oh, does he? On what evidence?
He's only back a minute. Pinkerton show up.
We've been on the run since you two fools went crazy in Blackwater. We barely escaped with our lives in Saint Denis. Now we got a rat.
Well, Molly clearly talked, but who else?
Maybe we pushed things too hard. Maybe
And that's what's so stupid about Dutch. He believes what she said in that moment of fucking clear distress and intoxication just because she said it.
And they know who we are and where we are.
They should have found a way to confirm it
Hey, I see
first.
it. Best thing we can do is let the week go. Move on.
I mean, that's not
get her
usually how
money,
gangs work,
start
but
over.
That ain't happening. Well, something's gotta happen.
with mafias, you can't just kill a
Otherwise,
member without sanction.
Them Pinkertons, they've got us penned in here. And ain't none of them stopping.
Well, Cornwall's why we're here. Shall we, Dutch?
Yeah.
Wow, it just said like it sounded like Micah said cornhole.
Leave
That's,
Cornwall alone.
Queen Tofu
He
calls
ain't-
him corn chip, and that's
we
kind of
need
cool.
money, but revenge?
I
Of course
call
it's
him
for money.
cornhole
Come
because it's
on.
funnier. But
This better not be no stupid revenge.
and he is a
mission,
dick. He's an
Dutch.
asshole, so he
be
deserves it.
ridiculous.
Oh, Arthur, it's just a
I
simple
like
phone
corn
call.
chips. That's why I don't want to call him corn chip. No offense, Queen Tofu. He's an asshole, and not the good kind.
So, what are we gonna say to him that needs to be said?
He has been hunting us since Valentine. He is the reason that Hosea got killed. His sugar business is destroying the people of Guarma. This town, Arthur, is his town. He bought it just to destroy these folks.
I'm
His
sure that's all
sugar,
true.
His oil, his law.
These are wrongs and you can't right, Dutch. We're wanted men.
So why did you go for John against my wishes?
I didn't want him hanged.
Neither did I.
We're gonna cut a deal.
I don't believe that.
What are you talking about?
We want out, and Cornwall wants us to stop robbing him, and we all know his money is what's keeping the Pinkertons on our
The-
tail. He's America, Arthur.
The amount of heists they've gotten away with, like, obviously Dutch can plan, but his plans just get progressively shittier and
Ain't got a lot of
shittier.
sense, Dutch.
It will, son. It will. A
He's
deal,
an idiot.
some noise,
He's an
and then we're
idiot.
gone.
It'd be better if Eagle Flies got to kill Cornwall, but then again, Cornwall is kind of the reason. Yeah, he's the reason for a lot of this bad shit. He's fucking over Wapiti Reservation, and he's fucking over people on Guarma, and he's fucking over people in this town. So, Dutch being Agent Milton's an ass, but he's right about Dutch being a would-be messiah. That's exactly what he is. And the way he is in the first game, before this even came, it was the same thing. This game came out, Dutch wasn't. He was the same kind of bastard. He was just some Would-be Messiah.
Arthur, you're going to blow our
How am I? I'm going where you said. There we go. However, I like Dutch's, we'll say, character arc in the first game a lot better. It's a good conclusion, and
Mr. Milton, we are not friends.
he's less of an armchair general the way he is with the Wapiti. But obviously Dutch has a thing for recruiting native men into his gang.
And laughs at me. I asked for the best. I paid for the best.
We are very close, Mr. Cornwall. I know you've heard this before.
Sir.
It's kind of funny seeing Milton getting talked to like a bitch by a rich man.
3.2%. Sorry, no, I have heard it before.
Arthur's right, he is a rich man's
Man to
tool.
pay his portage charge.
Yes, sir. We are doing all we can within the confines of the law.
The law? I think we both know what you can do with your law. Find me Dutch
Yeah, I hear that.
Vanderlyn. Bring him here and leave the laws to them as need them. Good day, sir.
Come along, Mr. Ross. We have work to do.
Mr. Didsbury. Mr. Cornwall.
Now listen up, Didsbury. What's all this about strikes? I bought into this mine because of mismanagement, and I intend to make it a success no matter what the cost.
It's the wages. Folk feel
Folk
that you...
feel? Business doesn't give two figs about feelings, sir, not two figs. It's a nonsense that will bring a plague on both our houses, sir.
Perhaps there is a plague on your house already, Mr. Cornwall.
That's right, Dutch.
What
As much
do
as
you
I,
want, sir?
as much as this is not going to help,
Quite sure just yet.
Your impudence will be your undoing, sir.
I'm undone already. Even my best friend here, he thinks I'm crazy. And like this poor fellow you are talking to, my feelings are hurt.
You robbed me, sir.
And you robbed him. Funny world.
You show a criminal's grasp of sophistry, sir. I did no such thing.
You kill. I kill. You rob.
people like
I rob.
Cornhole
Only
are the
difference
type of
I
people
can
that
see
run
is
this
I
country.
choose whom I kill and rob, and you destroy everything in your path.
I've heard just about enough.
I'll tell you what. You give me
I'm gonna
this
call
shit,
him Dick Kiss
$10,000 and
Cornhole.
safe passage out of here. I'll let you live.
Yeah.
I'll do no such thing.
You sure?
Good, I prefer it this way.
I prefer it this way.
Noise, Arthur! Noise!
Now, where Dutch is a moron for this is, you know, you want to take a boat, there's your boat. You kill everyone here, and instead we're going the other way. See? There was your boat, right there. And come to think of it, what's to stop that boat from catching on fire like the last one did when we end up back in Gorma?
Mike is going after those papers. Let's find him and get out of here.
Yeah. Fuck the Pinkertons, though. I think, yeah, the Jesse James gang killed one of them. That's another way that this game is pretty inspired by Jesse James, is that... Oh, shit. Well, that's a nice ending. Yeah, it's... Arthur's tuberculosis diagnosis is pretty much based on Doc Holliday. I've been holding on to that, but... The way Doc Holliday died, he was in Arizona, and he died in his bed peacefully, so maybe that's how Arthur would have gone out maybe years from now if he had gone to Arizona or some other place that was hot and dry. Yeah.
Come on. Mike is going after those papers. Let's find him and get out of here.
I'm not shooting an innocent accidentally, am I? Maybe. Well, she's wounded, not dead. That's good. Sorry, lady. I thought you were one of them. Happens like that in the hood all the time. Unfortunately. Not where I'm at, but like, you know. other places I've been in the past. I really shouldn't have done that, but I obviously have to. Oh, fuck. Fuck! Well, I'm stuck with this kind of gun. I'm gonna need to just hope some of these assholes have... Damn, none of them do, though. I was hoping some of them would have pistol ammo for my cartridges. My specific cartridges.
Stay with me, Arthur.
Alright, shut up, Dutch.
Arthur, come on.
Right here, bitch.
Cornwall's men are all over the place. Follow me and stay close.
Feet on us before. Now we're gonna be torched, Dutch. This is the only way.
The Dutch is like a cult leader.
Trust me. Trust you.
You sure you got the lungs for this, Morgan?
Shut the hell up. Up ahead. There's more of them.
You sure you're not gonna double over and breathe really hard, you fucking Wallace? This is a little too much running for you. Alright, it's kind of a joke, but it's kind of not, but for somebody, like, Micah doesn't like American Indians, Mexicans, blacks, anyone that's not white. But he's got a belly button like a black person. It's just kind of funny. Like a lot of people of African descent do have West Africa, but not all, obviously. But I'm just saying it's kind of funny. You could point that out. And then you know, Micah's of Scottish descent too, so it's, but he's such a piece of shit, so him and John have no kindred spirit. And Sean didn't like him, but he still avenged, or he avenged Sean, that's what I meant to say. The only person Micah even really seems to like is, and maybe Dutch, but even that, well, you'll see that that's not exactly the case. Micah is out for himself. That's just the type of dude he is. You heard him say he cares more about guns than people.
We can take the horses from that coach.
Alright, let's do it. Ah! I want to get burned.
Let's go.
Well,
I love this music.
talking it out.
Boys, you lost your minds. Oh, I felt a lot of guilt in this life, Arthur. I've killed too often. But not this time, son. Come on! All right, let's head for the hills, boys.
I actually downloaded this soundtrack of Red Dead Redemption 2 to my MP3. I mean, I got an Android too, but you know, it's still just because of my era. Sometimes it's easier to just do it on the MP3. You know, I grew up in the late 90s and early 2000s. So, I mean, I'm on the cusp of both technologies, that's what I'm saying. Come on, bro. That wasn't even supposed to happen. And that's not on either one of us. Not me or you. Shit. Sorry, horsey, but you're not exactly my horse. We don't have the same bond that Tornado and me have. At this point, and I didn't like that I lost my last two, well, the first horse, and then I sold the second one because she sucked. But I didn't want to have to kill Thundercocks, but it was either that or let him suffer. I didn't have a horse reviver. If I had one, I would have used it. Absolutely. But at this point, with how long I've been with Tornado, I don't know, I was with Thundercocks for a long time, but it's getting to the point where now I've probably had Tornado almost as long. At least 2 chapters. Come on. I gotta go. We gotta go after... We gotta go after Dutch Plandurglen.
They're trying to cut us off again. Go left. Lose them through the river.
I actually made a meme out of Dutch saying I had a goddamn plan. It's like the meme basically was like, when she's sucking your dick, but then it makes it seem like it was an accident, but she licks your ass, that kind of thing. Just some raunchy shit like that, and then it has Dutch saying, I had a goddamn plan!
Now, baby.
After that, I don't know, it's just kind of... I got a sick mind. Alright.
Cool. We all okay?
I wonder what happened to Dutch's horse after this game.
Dumb and superior at the same time, Morgan. We all knew, sooner or later, Cornwall had to go.
Let me see them papers.
It's more attention we don't
You know, I need to
Feels like
start
the whole
checking out
world's
the
closing in
newspapers
on
and
us.
reading about
Dutch.
my own crimes. It's pretty cool.
Won't be long before they find where we're hiding out now. Especially as we ain't exactly hiding out.
We just need a distraction. Buy us some time. It looks like Mr. Cornwall's company has signed a railroad contract with the army. And they're also moving dynamite down from, well, the Annesburg mines to Saint Denis to resell. And there's bonds at his oil factory. Maybe there's a way to get them off our back and get the money that we need. Mike, you look into this dynamite. Take Bill, I guess. Arthur, you go too. We are gonna need a lot of it. And Mike, we need to talk. Figure out some things.
Of course, boss.
figure out what.
The plan. Getting out of here.
You don't
Nothing's
have a
changed.
plan.
Has it, huh?
There's an old house west of Van Horn. Meet me there when you can, Blacklung.
Let's split up. We'll meet up back at camp.
Yeah.
But these missions kind of...
This is crazy.
I don't even make any money off that. Maybe I gotta start just doing more stagecoach robberies for a little bit, get some money back, because there's still some guns I don't have. Who? Oh, Christ. No, I'm not fucking seeing the Reverend Swanson. Well, wait, what mission is that, actually? Index, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's a good mission. Yeah, let's do that. I think we're close enough, too, so... why not? Yeah, the more... Alright, so this isn't a spoiler unless you know... oh, shit. This isn't a spoiler unless you know about the history, which I would... like my Central American homegirl that's watching this, I would advise not to look into it until after you've completed this gameplay, but here's what I can tell you, and it's only really a spoiler if you know the history. But Arthur, even though he's like not a bigot, obviously, I hate that word. No, I'll just say he's not a racist, he's not a sexist. I don't think he would be homophobic or religiously intolerant, other than that he's... I don't think he's atheist, but I think he's agnostic. But he's based on Jesse James, and Micah's actually based on Robert Ford. So, I mean, they're not completely based off real people. They are still their own characters, but you can see influences. And when there are influences from history, you gotta give them a shout out. Alright. Let's at least change Arthur's clothes. God, Reverend Swanson's irritating. Every time, it's like almost every time I talked to him in this game, he was drunk. That'll do, donkey. That'll do. Yo, we haven't tried this one. Let's go with that. Do I want a coat? I don't know that I do. Probably not. Where's a place I can get some more jackets? I wanted to probably go to a clothing store again. Yeah, you should get into your weapons locker. You know what? Let's just get some ammo. Simple as that. Then it won't be a problem. Because we're definitely going to need it. Pretty sure. What do you mean I can't take more of this item? Oh, that item. Okay, I got you. Alright, then I guess it's time to... Well, I guess we can't do the ledger. Fuck. Yeah, we're all pretty much living not good out here. So I guess any ammo I get in the future, I either gotta take off dead bodies or buy myself at the store. That doesn't really make much sense, though. That why is it suddenly that we would? I get that the box was destroyed, but
Reverend, you okay, Mr. Morgan?
man, I think Micah did it.
Reverend. These are challenging
Who
times
else?
for all of us.
Yes, very challenging.
You don't seem yourself somehow. I've always felt
He doesn't, but he looks better. He looks at least healthier
Excuse us a minute.
than he was
of course.
when he was getting diagnosed.
New York. We are gonna go to New York. Now, they have been chasing us south and east and west. We're gonna get a boat, we're gonna get on a river, and we're gonna go north. New York. Then Tahiti, the Fiji Islands, or this place, New Guinea, dancing girls, freedom.
See, he's got too many ideas and he's not sticking to a specific one. That means he has no plan.
Commotion. And then we disappear.
We need more commotion.
You should have a fucking definitive plan as to which country you're going to.
We ain't so
But
good
the
at
fact
getting
is he's not
scores
dead by
anymore,
this
Dutch.
point already is actually kind of
Feeling
amazing.
all right, Arthur?
You should
Sure,
consider it
fine,
nothing
me
but
for
luck.
interrupting. Brought a friend, Arthur. Hello. Hello.
Dutch, this is Eagle Flash. His father is a great chief. Charles and I, we...
Pretended to be mercenaries. Did me a great favor.
Get that gun off him, Karen. You fucking bitch.
How do you do?
Not well.
I guess Javier too.
I am sorry to hear that.
How's your
What a
father?
coconut.
Father has confused wisdom with weakness. His people, my people. We've suffered.
But I
too
mean,
much.
yeah, the
Been
gang
lied
has
to
had a
too
lot of
much.
people try to
Now
kill
they've
us, but
taken our
still,
horses.
none of them have looked
The
like Eagle
infantry
Flies.
division posted at Fort Wallace.
Why?
Colonel Favors is a liar and a murderer. His people won't stop until we're all dead. Without horses, we cannot hunt. Without hunting, we will starve. This is another act of war.
I see that.
Men have helped me before, and I have money.
Put your money away, son. What do you think, Charles?
You know,
could
I
do
told
a
your father
buffalo
I will
jump
not
without
fight over some
horses. Run them over the cliff.
But
What they would
I
do is
make no
pretend to be
such promise.
wolves
Come along.
wearing wolf hide, and then kind of get the buffalo to stampede, and then they go over the cliff, and you
We
just
must
take the
go with
ones
them.
you can take home.
Try to stop things from getting.
Maybe you can take them
Out
all
of
home,
hand.
depending on how many men you have.
Yes.
But that's what people did before Lakotas had horses, or just any plains tribes.
We can get them more horses.
I know. I understand Eagle Flies is angry, but I don't see how this
Can we, though?
Especially not with Dutch whipping them up into a frenzy. We got enough folks coming after us without adding an army to the list. Thank you for this.
You going to let these bastards walk all over you?
No, you're not.
All right,
This is all that's
not to
wrong
get
with
too
this
political right away, but
world. Okay, young man.
right now, Dutch is acting like a straight-up white liberal. He's acting like an ally, but at the end of the day, he's just using the Wapiti as crash dummies.
Of
And it's the same shit in Red Dead 1.
Will be. Anyway, son, tell me about this Colonel Favors.
He's a vile man.
In some ways, he's worse than Micah. Micah's like a Republican, and Dutch is like a liberal. And Arthur, I guess you could say he's like a centrist libertarian. I'm not saying they care about politics, but I'm just saying their nature.
This ends today.
Dutch thinks he's a libertarian, but he's really more of a liberal. You know, so-called ally.
Why are you getting involved in this, Dutch?
You know me. We shoot fellers as need shooting. We save fellers as need saving. Feed them as need feeding.
Yeah, I'd like to feed you to the
It's
alligators.
been quite a while since we helped anyone but ourselves, and even you know that.
I told you. Noise. We need noise.
Yeah, more people need to, you know, they make memes of Dutch saying noise and faith and doubting and the plan. No, they don't even say anything about noise, but they should.
Just think for a second.
Noise they don't talk about, but they say the plan, have faith.
Reinforce. The civilized world is closing on us. Who knows what else Molly told them? We need to move towards a conclusion now.
Sure, but what's this got to do with any of that?
Some good, honest conflict between the army and the Indians might be
Okay,
just
now he's more like an
we
anarchist. I mean, he is pretty much an anarchist, but a lot of anarchists, I've organized with them and argued with them. But, like especially those Antifa fuckers, they're some of the most cowardly pieces of shit, including the Black Bloc. Like, I get that Anonymous has its purpose, taking people down, and I'm not saying they're all the same, but, you know, when you're fucking up people's cars during protests, it's just like, what is even your point? The Black Bloc, where you dress up in all black clothing and wear a mask so that the cops can't identify you at a rally. They were supposed to be there to defend workers, but instead what they did is they'll cause some shit, they'll stir up trouble, and then they'll leave when the protesters that may or may not want to fight. I was down to fight, but some of the people that were there were not, and some people were actually asked, can you get arrested if it comes to that, and they had us separate into those of us who are willing to go to jail,
like I said,
for the protests, and those who couldn't.
The boat is still
So that we
moored
knew
in
that
the
if
channel.
shit went down, we knew where to go, that kind of thing. But it's just kind of,
Let's head out.
that's how I see Dutch. Like, I honestly prefer a motherfucker like Micah to a point, because you know where he stands. Charles, I mean, even without him insulting him, Javier and Lenny, you know, Charles knows what he's about.
We'll deal with that anchor, float away. We'll be ashore before anybody even knows what happened.
I mean, if Charles and Micah fought, I wonder how that would go too. I mean, I know Charles would probably demolish him, just like we know Arthur would demolish him, but I mean, Charles was taking on two dudes at once in the bar, while Javier, he was doing okay too until Tommy came around.
Try not to kill anyone, Arthur.
I'm gonna go smoke, alright? Be back in a bit.
Oh, no, not again. What the hell? You're dead.
Ah, fuck.
Take it back, what's ours? I'm gonna eat you. Ah! We can't let that last one get away.
What is he, swimming? He's right there. Here, shoot him in the clavicle. Damn, he's still up. Okay, I missed there.
Boys, go find out about those horses down below. Arthur, deal with that anchor.
I mean, realistically, they all should have known, everyone here. There was no way you were going to do this without killing people. It just doesn't work that way. Especially where their army's concerned. You ever heard of anyone just knocking out a few U.S. soldiers? I guess you wouldn't hear about some shit like that if it did happen, but I'm just saying.
You seem to be going pretty fast, Dutch.
I'm trying. We're headed to those rocks. Hold on.
Wait, did Dutch just hit his head again?
What is wrong with you? Boys all right back there?
Yeah, I think so. But there's a huge hole in the boat. Horses are spooked, and we're taking on water.
Boys, get him out of here!
Good idea.
Well, whatever else is wrong with you, you're quite the best pilot I've ever come across.
The horses are confused. We need around the
Gotta
boat.
love the
I'll
sarcasm.
get these four, Arthur. Can you go after the others?
Okay,
It's just kind of a trip seeing them wade like that.
over here, come on.
But you know, he's talking about we need horses to hunt, and it does help, but you know, when tribes fought each other, like, I'm not saying tribes didn't fight each other, obviously that did happen, but like in America, what is now the United States, the lower 48 and Canada, most of the wars were being fought with hunting weapons primarily. And if we were really killing each other as often as lying history books said, then the constant demand for war would have demanded that we develop better technology from whatever resources we could find, just like anybody, and we would have gotten beyond the hunting tools. And the Aztecs and some of the Empire cultures did do that.
Sam likes you fellas even less than he likes us.
So it goes. My father doesn't want to fight again. Will one of you help me return the horses to my men?
Well, Arthur needs to rest. I will. I like you, son. And after the horses, are we gonna wait for the army to come and wreak its revenge?
I hope not.
Of course we ain't. Now let's go check
See,
out
that's
that
exactly what an
fortress.
anarchist does.
This is the only idea, and it is
I shouldn't have said he's a liberal. I don't like liberals either, but
The army ain't
he's
wild.
more like an
Stop
anarchist.
worrying. Oh, and Sadie told me about Combe. Meet us at Doyle's Tavern in Saint Denis when you can. Shall we go, son?
Certainly.
We'll start some light reconnaissance out at Fort Wallace, and when Combs dealt with, you come meet us there. We'll set up a good spot for you.
I don't know, Dutch.
Yeah, well, I do. This is exactly the distraction that we need.
Your father said that fighting was an impossible gamble. There's no winning for you in this.
Father need not know anything. He'd rather live in ignorance.
Come along,
Your
gentlemen.
father would rather you did not do anything so foolish. I said I would stop this from happening. Would you talk to him?
Speak with Rangeful.
Yes. Would you?
Sure. I'll speak with him. You head on back to camp, check on the others, Dutch's behavior.
I understand. Thank you, Arthur.
Yeah, it's looking like I'm getting to the positive side of karma. I don't know if that would have been enough horses to feed an entire tribe, but maybe, well, the band. Yeah, they're a band of Lakota. But the thing of it is that they I don't know how big the Wapiti population is, so maybe you can feed people with just what you can carry on those horses, but yeah, they're a dwindling tribe then. Because in real life, the tribe that they are in this game, because they do speak the language later, there's 70,000 of them, so they're not hurting for numbers. Might as well get this one over with.
Ah, there he is. Old Black Lung Morgan. Shut up. Was you followed?
It's such a nasty insult, but it's kind of a good burn, but it's fucked up.
Do you know who you're talking to? I ain't sure. I ain't sure about much no more. All I know is there's law whenever you're around. That's so. Because it seems to me.
You got it ass backwards. Actually, it's true for both of us. I'm not gonna pretend otherwise.
Seems wherever you is, there's Pinkertons and vice versa.
Shit, we're both Dutch's crash dummies.
Goddamn mouth, boy. Or
Take it easy, cowboy. You're gonna do yourself a mischief where you're heading.
Micah, shut it!
He started it! Dutch says we is to go on with plans to create a diversion. We gotta get some explosives to blow up the bridge. Get the army out of here.
That vocabulary.
I think it's a real bad idea.
I don't think Dutch cares too much. What you think?
That's clear.
We gotta confuse him one last time. Then he and I will head to Blackwater, collect the money, and help everyone leave. He's got a boat lined up.
Blackwater's a fool's errand. Everyone knows it. Even a greedy moron like you.
It's Dutch's choice, Arthur. You're just a senior gun, same as the rest of us. Only you ain't well.
I'm fine.
Then you'll do Dutch's bidding, which is robbing a stage that's coming from Annisburg full of explosives.
Rob a stage. All we seem to ever do is rob a stage, you and me.
Not me, you two. I got my own planning to do. You boys got this.
Shit. Guess we have. Come on, Arthur.
And Cowpoke, take it easy. You could do with a vacation, hmm?
Yeah, he could, but Dutch is... It doesn't even make sense to go as Javier. I'm gonna wrap this up after this mission, and I really mean that.
Let's go, boy.
It's not gonna be a long playthrough. I feel like if I do 2 gameplays in one day, then the second one should be short.
So you're taking orders from him now?
I'm taking orders from Dutch, same as always.
A pair of them are becoming... A pair of them are becoming... unhinged. You hear about Dutch killing Cornwall?
Hey, hold up a second. Pinkerton Patrol, over there. Okay, I think we're clear. Let's head on.
So you was just talking about something?
Well, that needed to be done.
Right now? With the Pinkertons breathing down our necks?
See, I'm starting to think that you've gone soft, Morgan.
It's 'cause I have.
Okay. Let's hold up here. So,
When
wagon will be coming from that way.
when I figure out how to turn the camera on this thing, I'm gonna like do a lot of autistic ass expressions too, but it's just self-entertaining, man.
I'll take care of it.
And for the friends, for the
I'm
homies.
the better shot, and you're the better actor. No, you play dead, and I'll
But everybody's out there right now on the grind. A lot of people don't have time for video games or even TV because they're just trying to get money. Because 2022 is such a... It was a bad year for money making, I think. Okay, there we go. I didn't even have to pay for that rifle that was forbidden to me in the shop, so that's good. Because it was $190. Idjit. It's like Bobby from Supernatural.
Come on, let's get you out of...
I'm like Chris Kyle, only I'm not a compulsive liar. And I'm not going to get shot by one of my fellow soldiers or whatever, Marines, whatever he was. Okay, gonna have to deal with the bolt action then.
All right, let's see if we can get this back to camp without blowing ourselves up. Nice shooting back there.
Nice drunk playing.
Comes naturally. I could use a drink after that.
Ah, no. Just never goes easy no more, does it?
No, but whoever thought the outlaw life would be easy? Yeah, easy money, but that's like at first. But where there's competition, there's going to be murder in this line of work. The one thing that's interesting about Wild West gangs, though, like the Mafia, the Italian Mafia likes to pride themselves on how, for the longest time, their older members didn't want anyone dealing with the drug trade, and it's because drug addicts become informants. And I knew that. A junkie's always going to try and save his own ass. He doesn't care about the honor of the family or doing time. But then it's also because the feds, you know, with the RICO Act, people were doing time that was more time than most were willing to do. It wasn't a hard time. Mafiosos didn't used to have to do that hard time back in the day. But of course, it was more dangerous back in Al Capone's day. But like, as much as they talked about, oh, we didn't deal drugs, yeah, you did. The younger members did, and they might have done it less than street gangs, but make no mistake, they did it. A gang that can honestly say they probably didn't deal drugs because they didn't, if they were allowed to do it, is these Western gangs, because that wasn't their hustle. I mean, yeah, there was opium around, but you'd have to get that from the tongs. Oops, I shouldn't have done that.
Oh, okay. I don't see any more.
All right.
Hey, I didn't get an honor drop for killing that, or shooting that guy.
Cut out to be a dynamite wagon driver.
No, depending on which mission is next, I might do something else. You know what? Let's get that Como Driscoll mission out of the way, too.
This make any sense to you?
It's a distraction.
I mean, he did have me shot and tortured after all.
It should to us.
And I'm nothing if not vindictive, both in real life and in game. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. It's completely human. It's just what you choose to be vindictive about that defines you.
So, you got it?
I'm a morally great person.
Yes, we got it.
What's wrong, Arthur?
Nothing at all, boss.
John, go drive this over to Bacchus Bridge. Get it hidden near there.
He really does think he's in charge.
You go on
Yeah, he
ahead.
does. He's acting like
I need to
Sadie.
speak with
See, they're the
Good
male
work,
version and female version of each other. I mean, it's not good that Micah was most likely going to try and rape Sadie back in the cabin.
I know we ain't always
But
seen
let's say he
eye
was
to
somehow
eye.
successful with even doing that.
Find me irritating.
Arthur probably would have killed him then and
And I
there.
like to annoy you, but right now I need better from you, Arthur.
Okay, Micah. Whatever you say.
I ain't the bad guy you think I am, Arthur. But I am a survivor. Stick with me and you'll live. Oh, the bridge is probably a two-man job. You should probably go help Marston.
Why don't you?
Like I said, Dutch and I got planning to do for the train. There's a big picture here, Arthur. Trust me.
Alright, we're going to save the Rains Fall mission for next time.
Come on, boy.
But I want to do the Sadie Adlib mission. Get it out of the way. Gotta save some stuff. Man, I might want to get rid of Arthur's jacket. Not really necessary, and the vest is pretty cool, but then if I get in a fist fight, which happens quite a bit in this game, I might end up on the ground all muddy. It is what it is if it happens, but, you know, kind of not, it's not something I'm intentionally seeking to do. So let's see here. I don't think my karma's high enough to do all that. Oh wait, no, I need to see a fence somewhere, huh? That's what I need. Okay, I'm near Van Horn. Let's go. Doesn't help that I'm wanted dead or alive, but I've been riding through territory that I've been wanted in anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Arthur will live, because I will shoot. You know, as good as anyone might be at this game, I don't know that anyone has ever really played it without getting killed first, because it's just kind of the way to break a game in. Plus, people die in the funniest ways. The accidents. Just want to see if I can sell the family jewels.
Come in, hello. The banjo on the wall there is not for sale. It's just where I keep it. Sure, let's take a look then. Very nice, this. I'm sure the previous owners prefer that I look after it now. Another one? Ah, why not? Now what's this? Found sitting on a bench somewhere, I suppose. The usual story.
I don't need that either.
Don't need to know where you got this.
No, you really don't. I don't know if I'm gonna get a fucking flag for that, but that is my music on the, that I'm listening to on my phone, and I have a right, I do have the rights to use it. It's under fair use. I own that, I don't own the song, but purchased. So, I don't need to use the stagecoach. It's really not... Okay. My Midnight County Blues. You know, I was just thinking it might be kind of funny to troll on, like, online. Obviously some people went too far with some of the shit I heard about RDR2 online or read down online, but one of the things that earlier when I helped that, well, I guess I didn't record that, but I was helping some guy in Strawberry find his dog, and he was kind of a kid, like, maybe late teens, early 20s, I don't know, but he didn't have a gun, and then it made me realize, oh shit, this is the thing they were talking about on the Joe Rogan podcast, when someone was like, yo, they killed, what do you call it? That was the guy who shoots the dog. He brought the dog back to his owner just so he could shoot the dog, and then he watched the guy cry. I mean, it's like, talk about psychotic in terms of grief. I mean, that's not even griefing. He's just doing that to a NPC, but you know what I mean. I was afraid that was gonna happen. Had a pretty good chance of happening. Mud Dead Redemption. That's what this game should really be called. Or how much you end up in the mud or got blood caked all over you.
Now, come on.
You know, it's interesting. I heard somebody say earlier in the game that they had a horseless carriage, and they're obviously alluding to cards, but cars were already invented by that point. They were invented in 1895. As a matter of fact, so it's 1899, then Coca-Cola was out, and I think this would have been around the time that it was green in color and had cocaine in it. You know, that was formed... I keep bringing up the Civil War, man, because I know more about the Revolutionary War in 1812, but I'm learning more about the Civil War. And, like, I already know the major stuff like Sherman's March to the Sea, but I like learning about the stuff, the hidden gems of the hidden battles people don't know about, you know? Like, a lot of people don't know as much about the Battle of the Crater, but that movie Cold Mountain showed it. And that was a trip. What?
You ain't tough, my friend.
Yeah, he's a...
Don't you worry about me.
There you are.
Here I am.
Come on, let's go.
Let's go where? Why are you so riled up?
Today is a great day, Arthur. Today is the day they are going to hang Colm O'Driscoll.
That's so.
Rather they hang him or I shoot him.
Oh, they are gonna hang him.
Yeah, and not before time.
So a lot of people think that the O'Driscolls raped Sadie, and more than likely they did. It's not like she had anywhere outside the house and farm or whatever to hide.
We're gonna attend the event ourselves.
Too cold, didn't have gun. They had to have found her. And
Son of a bitch breathe his last. I think I'd die a happy man.
I wonder if Colm did shit to her too. But I know that this fat guy she's gonna enforce must have been the worst of the bunch. Yeah, the cop uniform there looks ridiculous. You ever wonder why with different police forces though,
Come on.
the uniforms are different colors? Like Miami, they got kind of a beige uniform. The LAPD's got black.
Just look the part.
Seattle and New York police officers wear blue. Like, what's up with that? Does anyone know what that's about? And then, of course, prison guards wear green.
Mrs. Adler.
Like, does anyone know why that is? Like, if you know, let me know in the comments. But I figure some of it might have to do with the weather, too. But black seems like the worst thing to wear in a city like LA. Unless you're just completely used to it. I could get used to LA. I like the Southwest.
You made it out of that predicament, as I remember, Mr. Morgan. My husband weren't so lucky.
You lost your husband. I lost my darling Annabelle. That poor boy Kieran. We've all lost something because of Colm. And that is why we will shepherd him to eternity.
Amen to that.
I kind of like that expression.
Because we'll need cool heads and calm dispositions to see this done.
Practice what you preach, brother.
Whatever do you mean?
Shepherd him to eternity.
Really? When you seem to lose
It's like Gangs of New York. Matter of fact, Dutch, as well as Hoodoo Brown from Gun, the 2005 game, they both look like Bill the Butcher from Gangs of New York, the 2002 movie with Leonardo DiCaprio and Daniel Day-Lewis. If you haven't seen it, I recommend seeing it. It came out like right just after 9/11 too, so you know, it's showing a lot of New York pride there, but it's showing some real history, like the draft riots. I think they said Leopold Strauss was in New York City when the draft riots were kicking off back in 1863, so that's another part of history you should explore. Like, they teach you about Gettysburg, but they don't teach you about what happened right after that, which was the draft riots, which the Irish were largely responsible for in New York City.
Now, this doubting and questioning of yours, I miss the old Arthur. Don't we all?
You two quit it.
You mean the one that didn't have
We're
tuberculosis?
all in rough agreement about how we're doing it. As far as I can tell.
Yeah, see, Sadie's gonna act like an idiot here.
Right then.
How is she not like Micah? Other than the rapiness and the racism and sexism, I guess. How is she not like Micah? Trauma only justifies so much. Because if Dutch is... If we're considering Dutch... Like, people think, okay, she deserves her revenge against the O'Driscolls, but it's like, but then Dutch, it's like we look at it like he's petty and losing sight. I just don't like the double standard talk, and I've said this before.
What a surprise. I'm glad we're here. What are they pointing at? I don't know.
Ew.
We gotta follow them and find out. Yeah.
I saw that.
Oh, here comes somebody. Stay here.
You know, it makes sense that they would wear the color green. I mean, Ireland wasn't a free country yet, but because of the Celtic and Catholic roots, whatever.
Horse, officer.
Yes, sir.
The crowd came to see a show. We don't want to disappoint them.
Guess they did miss their chance to see John swing by his neck.
Hey.
Okay, I gotta point this out real quick before I forget. So I pointed out earlier that, yeah, the U.S. Marshals used to come after us, way back to the 1700s, actually. And then with the first cops in America, a lot of them were actually slave catchers too, especially in the South. And then, just in terms of modern policing as we know it, it wasn't modern back then, but it started in England with cops just only having jurisdiction of a certain area of London and cities like that. But the first place, it's funny that they're about to hang Colm and we're dressed as police officers, because lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, now I remember. So outside of England, pretty much the first major place they colonized in the relatively modern era, like the last 500 or so years, well, let's go say 1,000, was they conquered Ireland, and that was their first colony outside of England. And a lot of the police were there to enforce the rules, not only against, you know, the Irish so that they wouldn't rebel against the English, but also they protected the rich Irish. So kind of like the people that Sean was talking about, and he saw them as traitors to Ireland. So it's just interesting. And then of course the colonial cop model with English cops in Ireland, the constables, they then brought it over here, and that's what the U.S. Marshals became, and then it just grew and grew. Also, around this time, most police departments in the South were in bed with the Klan. You should read that book, Our Enemies in Blue. As much as I don't like anarchists, even a broken clock is right twice a day. And a lot of the shit they're saying is complete facts. There's a lot of jobs out there that are more dangerous than being a cop. It'd be funny though if they wore, instead of wearing green bandanas, they wore orange bandanas, because the Protestants in Ireland are kind of seen as kind of traitorous, because I mean there's a religious as well as a nationalist component to it, but basically the Protestants are seen as pro-British.
Overlooking the gallows. Find a way up there on one of these verandas.
But then they wouldn't be here in America, I don't think.
Get them. And do it silently.
It's kind of unrealistic for the O'Driscolls to be so active in the state of Louisiana, because I don't know that Irish gangs were that common in the South. That's more of a Northeast and Midwest thing.
Oh, Arthur. Here's a ladder.
Like whoever that guy was, I forget what his name was, who was at war with Al Capone. And obviously the Westies out of Hell's Kitchen, they fought one of the New York mob families. And then you got Whitey Bulger, but he took on the Boston Mafia, but he was a pedophile and a snitch. So definitely no one to look up to. And as much as, like, when I watch a movie where there's Italians and Irish fighting, even though I identify more with my native side, I tend to root for the Irish as the underdog. But in the case of whoever stabbed Whitey Bulger, I say they did the world a favor. He has less honor than the Westies. Honk coming at me with a knife.
And remember, it is justice that separates us from Barbary.
That's true.
Yet justice itself can at times be barbaric. For sometimes a man is so savage.
It's nice to hear them use that word towards somebody that's not, you know, an Indian, so-called Indian. And yeah, Colm is.
Such man. He has murdered, tortured, robbed, stolen, raped, and abused for a decade across 5 states, seemingly with impunity.
It's too bad you can't cap him, though. But I guess that would bring more heat.
As well you may. I've been a bad man.
Silence!
These charges
This is not a court where you shall be tried. This is a place where your sentence is to be carried out. And your sentence, Colm O'Driscoll, is that you are to be hanged by the neck until you are dead. This is not a task we take lightly. It is not a task.
I love how Arthur's just waving bye-bye.
Carry out if our civilization.
Yeah, how'd you like shooting me, bitch?
Gentlemen, are we ready?
Well, he tortured me, but you know.
Colm O'Driscoll, may God, in his infinite wisdom, have mercy upon your soul.
Any god worth his or her salt would not. And I don't believe in eternal torture or even heaven or hell. I believe in an afterlife, but not that. But
You ruined my life!
from a realistic standpoint, he shouldn't be able to hear Dutch. No, you know what? Hold on a minute.
I can't get a shot on him!
Fuck you. I made his body turn. That's hilarious. See if I can shoot the rope. Nope. Pop your head out.
Well, we got him.
Let's just get out of here.
Go.
Whoa, what is this glitch? That was something else. If there's time.
How you get on, Arthur?
Well, we saw the bastard hang okay, but no thing ain't gonna save us.
I guess that's one less thing to worry about.
I guess compared to the entire government, in the end, Como Driscoll didn't seem like such a worry.
What's about to
A
happen
letter
now?
came for you.
Oh,
Oh
okay.
yeah.
I know it's from that Mary.
Mary?
She ain't
Here we
worth it,
go.
Arthur.
Who is?
That sounds like something I would say.
My dear
Bitch.
Arthur, you never showed up. And now, after looking at the newspapers, I understand why. I don't imagine you'll receive this letter, but I, nonetheless, must send it. Arthur. Oh, Arthur. I was just starting to dream the silliest and softest of dreams. I miss you, and I will always miss you. But I cannot live like that. And it seems you cannot live any other way. When I'm with you, the world makes sense. But when we are apart, I see clearly that your world is not a world from which one can escape. I'm so sorry for everything. For everything long ago, and for starting up that business again. There's a good man within you, Arthur. But he is wrestling with a giant. And the giant wins time and again. You've broken my heart again. And I fear I have broken yours. And for that, I will never forgive myself. But you must let me go now. I enclose a ring you gave me many years ago, when we were both young. Not because I don't like it, but because I care for it far too much, and it reminds me too much of you. I hope one day you will find some people.
Yeah, Tilly's right. Sorry, Arthur. Man, his life's a tragedy, huh? Okay, I guess we'll head to Saint Denis, but I'm gonna call it here. So, good night, everybody.